Like when it's
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max on air here, and we have a special guest here in the building, YS.
yo, what's going on?
Welcome to WSJU Radio, man. It's an honor to have you up here, and you also brought your manager with you. Introduce yourself.
Nels, what's going on?
So how you guys doing? I know you've been cooking up a lot of beats lately, so let's get into a little background about yourself, where you're born and raised, and getting into production.
Definitely. I grew up. I'm born and raised in New Jersey, and I've been doing this since about I was middle school, like 13 years old. I just turned 21 last month. So yeah, I've been doing it for a minute. Yeah.
Now, what did you start out on? Did you start out on some apps or a MPC beat machine?
I experimented with a lot as far as garage band, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Tools. But I fell in love with FL Studio.
FL Studio, that's your favorite?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, who are some of the inspiring producers that you look up to?
Looking up to, I came up off of the trap era. So I look up to 808 Mafia and Southside, and you got the OGs of course like Dre, and you got Scott Storch and people like that. But yeah, those are some of my inspirations.
Now, the name YS, what made you choose that name?
Okay, because when I was younger, I was trying to be a DJ at first. And my DJ name was Young Sparks. So I was like, I'm trying to beats. I took my DJ name, I just shortened it. I could just YS. But if you knew me coming up, then you knew it. So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned that in middle school you started to take it seriously, but when did you want start to take it to the next level?
I say senior year when I graduated, when I got my first placement. I started dealing with heavy labels and everything like that, get more involved. Yeah.
Now, labels started reaching out to you?
Something like that, basically. I was my first encounter with dealing with a label was when I came to see him. When I graduated. I did a song for Desiigner.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, what's the name of that song that you produced?
Monsters and Villains.
Or they can hear that anywhere, all platforms.
Yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever.
Okay. So, now what was the process of really getting heard? What platforms did you put them on? Did you put it on SoundCloud, YouTube in the beginning?
Honestly, nah, neither. I just kept at it with my social media here and there. But as far as getting exposure, I would just go my way to hit people up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes go to events.
Everything was word of mouth. Everything was word of mouth through underground artists in Jersey. 400, DBIC, a couple others, So everything was really word of mouth. We wasn't really too big on social media at that time. So.
Now, I gotta ask you on this side for the manager part. What's it like managing an artist like him? Is there a lot of emails coming in? How do you manage all that with people requesting beats from YS?
Well, I'm not his manager. I'm his pops. It's my son. Mm-hmm. So it just like I said, word of mouth, reaching out to different people on social media, and then getting feedback from social media and reaching out. Just keep reaching out. Just keep using that social media as a big platform in music. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if you're an independent artist and you're an upcoming producer. Just keep hitting that Instagram. You never know. And just putting your music on SoundCloud, snippets on SoundCloud, and just keep it moving, keep pushing, keep grinding.
That's the right thing to do. And I need to ask you this. Mm-hmm. What was the first beat that you were confident in which you were like, this is it?
It was a few of them. But I could have beats all day and think that those is it. And them be the hardest ones to me, but the simpler ones that you don't really take the most time on be the ones that's gonna go.
How long does it take you, an average, to make a beat?
It depends. It depends on how I feel. Sometimes it can take me an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Some quick, I'm doing 10, 15 minutes, easy. It really depends on the vibe.
Now, you sent me a few beats to play today, and like you said, you wanted it on in the background, so we're gonna have it playing in the background. 40 pointers. So, go through the process of making this one.
Oh, this one, this beat came because like I was dealing with a guitarist, guitar in California, and like guys send me loops and everything like that, and it's up to me to just take it to the next level, add drums on it. Drums is my specialty, that's what I like doing the most. So I have guys, what I'm saying, from all over the country send me different sounds and all types of stuff to play with. I'm saying? That's how this one came about. So,
Now, if there's an artist that you want to put on this beat, who are some artists in mind?
I would say maybe I don't know, Gunna, somebody like that.
Gunna?
Yeah, a bit more down south artists I provide.
This was made in FL Studio?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Everything I've had.
Now, you said you started out small. When did you really start hitting the studios with the big production equipment, like stuff you see in photos and like what you've seen in your photos? When did you start hitting the studios?
Like when I turned 17, that's when I really accepted my first big studio. I was like, oh yeah, it's real. It's go time.
Now, how long did it take for you to learn all the buttons in there and programming devices?
Oh, to be honest with you, I still don't know half the buttons. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's part of the plan though. I plan on, what I'm saying, like I'm learning engineering, what I'm saying, little by little. That's part of the plan too. I'm trying to know everything, what I'm saying, get in there and take over the whole session, producer and engineer wise. Next level.
Now, have you worked with any producers who have been such as like a mentor? And can you give me some of their names and what advice they may have gave you?
I haven't really worked with any, what I'm saying, too big of producers, but I actually had some producers that's like real big right now hit me up. I don't want to say no names, but I've had producers real big hit me up, you feel me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So you're just basically moving up, keeping going.
Yeah, of course.
Now, what do you feel it takes to be a good beat?
What does it take to have a good beat? It's about the producer, how the producer feel about it. That's really what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got your key elements, a good breakdown, something move people, you're good. That's a good beat. It can be simple. Like, we hear the sounds of today. Everything is real dumbed down, simple. So if it can move the people, then it's a go.
Yeah. And the one we just played on there, 40 Pointers, sounds like a hit. Especially if you get someone on there, it'll be popping off. And you said you want to get Gunna on there, so I think. No, you got to believe it. If you believe it, it'll happen.
Got to put it in the universe.
Speaking into existence.
Exactly.
It'll happen. You never know.
Definitely.
And one thing I like about YS is that he's in different genres of music. Like, he just don't focus on the trap, the rap. Like, he's in R&B, he's in pop, and sometimes I sit in the room and look at him. He just, like, when he doing his beats, it just, like, sometimes amazes me. Like, he learned this on his own. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you got some people that went to school. You got some people that was brought up with people in the family with music. Like, my family has no musical background at all. And he took this and he ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing football in high school, junior high school, was doing football. And he told me he wanted to do the beats. I went around my peoples that I know, Chameleon, it's a couple of other producers in Jersey that helped him, gave him beat packets, gave him like 43, 50, 60,000 sounds, and just took his laptop and loaded them in like on a favor for me. But like I said, his talent is crazy right now. For him to be this young and tap in different genres of music where you got some producers just stay in one lane.
Yeah.
He's like, his mind is in every lane. And I know sometimes he get mad at me because I push him like, yo, we need these type beats. We need these type beats. We need these type beats. But as him being a producer, you can't force that on a producer.
What are some beats that you want him to make when you're trying to force him?
Like trap. Yeah, I'm a trap head. Like some dumbed down snares hitting, drums hitting hard, crazy with a little melody in the back.
Yeah.
With like 5 different tracks, but he get into his beats. Like, he'll have like 20 different tracks in one song. I'm like, yo, that's way too much. But you can't tell a producer what to do. The producer has to be in that feeling, in that element, and in that vibe to create that type of music. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, Bro, he got some joints, trust me.
I believe it.
He got some joints.
Especially some of the artists he's worked with,
Yeah.
which we'll get into. But I need to ask you this as well. What's he like in the studio from your point of view?
Humble.
Humble?
Yeah, man. Like I can look at him, he's real laid back.
Yeah, he is.
And everybody say that, yo, your son be like, your son just, he's a sponge, but he's laid back. Like he don't say nothing, he feel the vibe out. He'll get into it, but he just laid back and humble, bro. And I get that from a lot of people. And it was like, yo, when he get that one, or when he get his foot in the door, you know, and like he said, we had some labels. We had Atlantic Records. My man Riggs Morell is A&R up at Atlantic Records, messing with us heavy. And, you know, I thank him for, you know, taking it, you know, believing in my son on different projects and taking up different studios and letting them mix with different producers and stuff like that and different writers up in Atlantic Records. Yeah, but right now, we signed to Cosmo at New Wave Publishing. So they a management group too, so we just trying to play the field. Like you trying to play chess, not checkers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we trying to get everything, bro. Trying to get everything.
So your father, you're in good hands here.
Mhm.
He's definitely going to be making his way in the industry. Now get into some of the artists who you've worked with, and I know you've worked with big ones.
Few.
Mention them.
I've worked with Genasis, East like Cali. I done did stuff for a lot of New York artists, Desiigner, Don Q. I done worked with I just did some recently on her new project, Mariahlynn.
That's the song we opened up with.
Yeah, Tiptoe, a brand new EP. It's out everywhere, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, wherever.
High expectations. Go peek that.
Now you brought up Mariahlynn. How about we throw that on again so the audience can get the vibe off it, all right? WSJU Radio, Mad Max, YS is in the building. Mariahlynn, Tiptoe, you're hearing it first here, Queens, New York.
Mariahlynn.
Yeah, man. Like I went to, man, I had like my old phone. I went to Cancun and lost it. I had over 600 songs he produced. Just songs.
600?
Over 600, bro. He got a, that's what I'm saying. He got a library.
He's got an archive.
Yeah, what's crazy is he has 2 computers. This old one, he don't even touch his old one, and I know his joints. He be like, yo, that's old, man. I don't want to go back. I'm like, bro, you got some gems in there. Give me the laptop and I'll go through it, you know? So, but he definitely got some, you know. Like he got another one that you ready to drop with her too on her album called Fell Off. Yeah, but I ain't seen that one too, but it's not really out yet. But and one thing about Mariah, bro, she's humble, bro. She's humble. Like a lot of people don't believe in her, but a lot of people gonna be shocked, bro. A lot of people gonna be shocked because the girl writes her own music, and yo, she's real humble. You can talk to her. She's down to earth. She renamed them YSL with the good hair.
Everything that they ain't, pay for the only thing that I chase. Yeah, tiptoe. I just tiptoe to the money. Bankroll. He be tipping all his money. Yeah. He throwing bands on my ass. He throwing cash while I dance. Tiptoe. I just tiptoe to the money. Bankroll. He be tipping all his money. Yeah. He throwing bands on my ass. Whoa. He throwing cash while I dance. He put 100 on me. He put my wrist on petite. We took a jet to Miami. We having sex on the beach. I know he love every time I get in, but I gotta fuck him to sleep. He said he hungry, I gave him a pussy, now he don't need nothing to eat. He going dumb when we shopping them stores. We doing Fendi and Christian Dior. He do the Bentley and I bought a Porsche. He never choosing, he ain't got a choice. Broke bitches on the mouth. Watch all the commas I count. Money always coming in, so I ain't never running out. All a bitch know is win, even when they had doubt. The game full of fake friends, trying to do it for the clout. Remember them days I was down on my ass. Niggas, they want me, but now I done ran it up, got to the bag. Tiptoe to the money, tiptoe. I just tiptoe to the money. Bankroll, he be tipping all his money. Yeah. He throwing bands on my ass. He throwing cash while I dance. Tiptoe, I just tiptoe to the money. Bankroll, he be tipping all his money. Yeah.
Mariahlynn, Tiptoe, YS is in the building on WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York, with Mad Max and his father Nels. You heard the hit first. Now, when did you hook up with Mariahlynn?
I've been locked in on her since for about the past maybe 2 months. Yeah.
She reached out to you?
Yeah, I reached out to her team or whatever. We put it together. I said, shout out to Chameleon. I'm saying he put that together for me.
What was the studio session like?
Oh, it was like nine different, a lot of energy. You feel me? And she write she take I said read that song 20 minutes. She write her own. Lyrics and we just getting there, just make it happen, bro.
That's good, especially in this day and age. I know there's been artists who've been accused of ghostwriting, so it's a rarity to find someone that writes their own lyrics these days.
Yeah, she's definitely, a lot of people gonna be surprised, bro. Trust me, she definitely gets it in. She writes her own. She's down to earth. She's humble. You know, she just, I just see good things for her in the future. You know, and hopefully we along for the ride.
So, I want to ask you this, YS. What do you feel like has been some of your greatest moments in the studio, especially during some sessions?
Greatest moments? I say good moments when I'm playing beats and I can see everybody's reaction or whatever like that. And and it's all positive. That's a good moment. I've been in the studio and mad. People have walked in and I've been in a lot of studio sessions. So I don't know how to really put it. To me, it's like an everyday thing. There's no you get what I'm saying? When you do something every day, it just becomes second nature. So it's it's not really this happened. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Favorite moments of being in the studio with your son?
When he played a beat and somebody get that ugly face.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing, when they get that, when they say, yo, play that over, you know that you got their attention right there. And it's been times where he been in the studio, he played one beat and cats be like, wait, play that over 5, 6, 7 times. You know what I'm saying? We we still got more beats to play. They be like, nah, we working with this one right here. Man. And to me, I think sending beats out to people is cool, but when you can get in the studio and vibe with an artist and get that one-on-one connection and when you play a beat, you get that real reaction. Because you can send me beats all day and I could just be being 3 seconds of it, hit another one, 3 seconds, hit another one. But when you play that beat and you get that artist with that ugly face and nodding in his head and he mumbling something, you know it's a vibe right there. He feeling that, you're about to work, you're about to get it in. So I think, and it's been a few times, well I'm not gonna say a few times, it's been every time we've been to studios and artists just love his sound, bro. His drum, especially when he played one of them drums hit hard and bass hit hard and snares hitting hard. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. That's why I always tell him when he in the house making beats, you gotta give him that stink look, you know you gotta bang it when you get an artist that stink look, that ooh, you know. So
from what I've seen and what I've heard, it sounds like YS is gonna be a legend in the making.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Especially what I've heard from your father, you have a vault, 600 songs.
Yeah, over 600
songs.
Over 600.
2 laptops. Now,
but when it comes to that though, it's with me, it's what's in the past is in the past. You know what I'm saying? We already know that's that. It's about future. It's about when you wake up and what you're gonna do now. That's really it for me.
That's another thing about him. He'll play a beat, he'll make a beat, listen to it once, and he don't listen to it no more.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. It's in the archive. It's wrapped. It's done. Let's move on to the next,
Just keeps it moving.
Keep it moving, yeah, and he's real focused, bro. He's not like an average kid. Average kid at his age want to be running the streets. You know what I'm saying? With his boys. I mean, don't get me wrong. He goes out with his friends, but he know at the end of the day he got business to take care of. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't have to pressure him with that. It's been times where he been in the house. I'll be like, yo, why you ain't out? Nah, I want to lock in for the day. And it's been times I get up at work. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. And it's been times I pass his bedroom. He got his headphones on in front of the computer at 4:30 in the morning, bro. Getting it in. You feel what I'm saying? And that's his dedication. And I know from that point right there, It's going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? I believe him. He believes in himself. We got a lot of people that believe in us. We got a lot of people, helping us out along the way. It's going to happen. Just got to get locked in with that right one,
You're very dedicated, and it's apparent that you have a gift.
Thank you.
Now, how many hours a day would you say that you make beats?
It depends. Like, you can't, if you go in thinking like that, you're forcing it, you're not really going to get much done. But like I said, I could be locked in for 30 minutes. Some days I could be locked in for 5 hours. I can go the whole day sometimes. But when you're making music, is supposed to be about. It's not like get up in the morning and do this. That's not what it should be. It should be how you feel. That's what it's about, how you feel. Like it's a form of art. So if you paint pictures all day, you feel me, you're gonna be messed up in the head. You're not gonna get it right. But if you vibing with it and you taking your time, and you feel me, you're gonna start seeing more results as far as coming up and everything and working and doing some stuff.
Mm-hmm. And trust me, everything's not always good between us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm his worst critic. You feel what I'm saying? I'm his worst critic. I'll sit in the room listen to a beat. Nah, dog. Don't sound like you want to make beats today. For real. Sound like you rushed through that one, Start that over. Just, chill. Go out, relax your mind, clear your mind for him. He'll tell me sometimes, I just need to clear my mind because, you know what I'm saying? Then, like I said, I get up 4:30 in the morning, go to work. He's sitting at his computer. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like he said, you could be asleep, and all of a sudden you wake up like I heard something in my head, and you got to put it down right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a rapper. Mm-hmm. You might be hanging out with your friends, and you might see something, and you might think of a hot 16 bars right then and there. You got to go in the bathroom and put on your mic to your phone and put it on before you forget it. You feel what I'm saying? And then you go up, then you got it locked in, but you create it right then and there. You did something that's going to help, make the next song. But like he said, it can't be forced. And when I go back to saying, we need these type beats, we need these type beats. But I know as being him a producer, you can't do that to a producer. You got to let him go with his own vibe. And I know sometimes he sit at the computer, and I'll be in back, and he probably in the back cursing me out like, man, this is my but, it's a connection, you know what I'm saying? So,
has there been a beat that he's made that you've disagreed with, and he's like, no, this is
oh, yeah, it's been plenty. It's been plenty. But then it's been plenty where I say that shit, he be like, nah, that's all right. I be like, nah, dog, that's a banger. That's a banger. That's a, no, that's all right. I'm like, all right,
So, get into your production with OT.
Yeah.
What was that like? He reached out to you?
No, I reached out to his peoples.
You reached out to him?
They just put it together. It came about crazy. Like, I was actually, like I said, I was sending beats to him back and forth for a good minute. And, you know what I'm saying? And that song was done like months before it was dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, how old are you right now?
I just turned 21.
You just turned 21?
Yeah.
That's young, and he's working hard too.
Because
at a young age.
He started when, like I said, he started when he was 13 on Garage Band, and I had my man Little Sean trying to help, push him, and me and Little Sean used to be on the phone arguing. I'm like, man, you gonna push these beats, bro? And he like, no, he ain't got it yet. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you a story, right? So he was the way he got into.
I'm gonna tell it.
I'm gonna tell it.
Alright, so boom. Long story short, I was before I got into this whole music thing, like I always wanted to do music. Though. Like I know how hearing music, I know how it made me feel. You know what I'm saying? Some songs make you feel hype. You know what I'm saying? It give you different vibes. So whatever. So long story short, I was in my cousin's crib one day. It just happened to be at my cousin's house one night. And his producer, shout out to him. For me, he came somehow. He knew one of my older cousins. And she said, yo, I'm gonna have somebody come to the house one day. I'm gonna have him talk to y'all about making beats. I said, all right, cool, whatever. But mind you, it was not for me. My cousin was trying to be a rapper. You feel me? My cousin was trying to be a rapper. This is when I was trying to be a DJ. You feel me?
Yeah.
So whatever. Dude came to the crib, long story short, he put a program on my cousin's laptop, he showed us. You feel me? Like years later, I kept with it. So I say about 2 or 3 years later, I'm in a studio somewhere not too far from my house, a local spot, and some dude I'm in the studio with on the studio. He's like, yo, I'm gonna have a producer come by, I'll check you out. Like, I'll get back, so I'm pull up, whatever. So, dude pulls up and it happened to be the same guy I met when I was 13 years ago, you feel me?
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and when I met him,
Yeah.
like when I seen when I was 13 years old, I didn't really have no phone or like that.
Mhm.
So like I couldn't like hit him up and we still keep in contact.
Yeah.
It was just years later I saw him again in the
Yeah.
studio.
But what's crazy is we in the studio, and like he said, my man was like, yo, I'm gonna call this producer, let him hear your joints. You got some hard joints. So we in the studio, dude walks in the door, YS looks at him like, yo, I know you. Dude was like, nah, shorty, you don't know me. He was like, yeah, I met you at my cousin's house a couple of years ago. And dude looked at him like, yo, this is who you told me to come listen to his beats. He was like, yeah. He said, yo, I met shorty like years ago and helped him with the programs and stuff. Like that's a crazy story, you know.
It's a wild story.
Yeah, for you to call the same producer 2-3 years later to listen to the music, you feel what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Well, how about we get into another one of his beats, YS Productions. I like the piano on this.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
I like that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And it's real simple, right?
Yeah.
Like, you like it there. Yeah, that's hard.
Who do you hear on this YS?
Um,
Who do you hear making this into a bigger hit?
who you hear?
I can hear Drake on it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay,
That could work. I
but
might
Drake,
work,
Drake,
yeah.
Drake sound goes on anything.
Yeah,
yo.
I
Drake
could
just
hear.
got
I could
that.
hear him on, because there's one song with the flute. What was it with?
Talking about that song with him, Travis
Scott. Yeah,
Quavo?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a banger. Yeah.
Man, Drake, you can't lose with Drake on anything.
Nah.
You could bang on some pots, Drake gonna make it sound hot.
Yeah, he will.
Well,
How long did it take you to put this one together?
20, 30 minutes.
23 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like only long part about about doing the beat is actually just mixing it down. That's really it. Laying everything out. Nah, it took about 15 minutes. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can hear Drake on that.
Yeah, the flute. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the song. I'll look it up. The song.
Talking
I think it's
about,
Portland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Portland. I even have to look
The
it up.
kind of Portland is like a. Nah, I say two completely different vibes.
Mhm.
That Portland is like a chill vibe, more of a chill. This one like trap. It's my specialty, trap.
But you know what's crazy with music too? You send music out and you just don't know who's listening to it.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you could even with the OT Genesis beat, that song took a year to make, bro. Like we sent that beat out to them like a year before, and they hit us, and they was like, "Yo, this is a banger, this is it." But I don't think the record label pushed it the way it was supposed to be pushed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, but OT, he's another hit maker. Like you give him a crazy beat, he's gonna do something with
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like all his singles has been crazy so far. All his singles. He hasn't put out an album yet. So all his singles, Coco, Push It, Cut It, all them damn things done went platinum, gold, platinum. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully one day we gonna work with him again though.
That's
We
good.
we definitely gonna work with him again. It's about building relationships with people. Feel me?
Networking.
Yeah.
Now I told you who I hear on the beat. Who do you hear on the beat? YS.
Like Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's like I don't know. Like I feel like my sound just keep like every beat I make is like a little baby here, like a little south. I don't know what that is, but it just be the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You just never know where the mind is going when you're making a beat. You feel what I'm saying? And there's plenty of times where he start a beat but he stopped it to start another beat. Like, I remember this couple of times he had 5 joints going at one time. Like, he was, I'm like, he was doing 5 beats at one time. Like, he would hear something here, stop that beat, do another beat, stop that one, go back to another one, start another one. Then he'd be like, yo, I got like 6 beats I got finished. So he definitely, his grind is definitely.
Now, how do you overcome producer's block? Same thing for writer's block. So when you go to another beat and you don't finish it, what does it take to overcome that?
Like, you just gotta